dear, dear respected teacher, dear friends, dear brothers and sisters. So this morning we have practiced what we call touching of the earth, and it's come from the book there, and intimate conversation with the Buddha. This is a practice like a kind of like repentance. In another word, it's called beginning anew. Like we look back our mistake, our shortcomings, our faults, and we make the vow to practice better. And it's come from a Chinese tradition, from a Zen master around the 10th, 11th century. And in the tradition, it's called repentance and purification of the mind with the water. You know, it's like a baptism when you, in the Christian tradition, and you with the water you purify your mind and your body. So this comes from a story of this this Zen master. He was very well known as a great teacher and a great practitioner, and his name is, I write it in Chinese Vietnamese, is Ngô Đạt, Ngô Đạt Zen master. So the master Ngô Đạt, he was invited by the king, by the emperor of China, to be the king advisor or the national advisor. So he was quite high, very high ranking and very high situation as a Zen master. So and then there was a ceremony that he need to perform for the nation, for the country. The king begged him to perform this kind of ceremony. So during this day, there was the people, the citizens and the people was and all the high officer was there at the ceremony place. You see the courtyard of the king, of the emperor, and so when he come in, when this master come in, every people like bow and very devotion, a lot of devotion with this high monk. So this Zen master, he used to practice very diligently. He's aware of like he practice the mindfulness of what is happening in his mind, in his body and his mind. But we are practicing in our daily practice, whenever we stop and we come back to our breathing, is to be aware of what is happening inside of us, inside of our body, and what is happening inside of our mind. So this Zen master is very diligent. But this day, when he see, oh, even the king, the emperor, and the high officer of the kingdom, and all the people, like thousands of people, were very devoted and so respect to him. Then he has and pop and a thought of pride. He's so proud of him. And when it pop up, and he recognizes right away, but it's too late. Like he's a kind of proud of, oh, I'm the kind of like the national king advisor monk. And so he feel a pain on his thigh, on his thigh, and then since this moment it's become more and more painful, and then it's become an abscess. You know what is an abscess? Huh? There's like an infection, a big infection, and it has so there's pus coming out, but this wound has a face shape, like with eyes and with a mouth, and whenever it's making painful, this smile and like an evil face, but satisfied whenever it's making painful. So so he know that this Zen teacher know that he has failed. Just to let this thought of pride, coming out, and feel it a little bit satisfied, and then it already failed. So he know that. So he resigned right away. He resigned from the emperor court, the emperor function, and he retired. And then he tried to see all the doctors but nobody can really help him with that. And then he remember one night he remember so when he was a novice, before he could become famous and very high monk, it happened that one day there's an old monk, very dirty, like a homeless, and sick, passing by his temple, and because this old monk is dirty and it's not smell good and very sick. Nobody wants to take care of him. But by that time, this Zen master was a novice, and he has some compassion, and he take care of this old monk. So he bathed him, and he prepared soup for him, and bring medicine for him. And so after a few days, a week, the old monk recovered, and he said, "Okay, now I have to go. But later on, if you have problem, please you go to that mountain, and when you see at the foot of the mountain, when you see a pine tree which has like a twin pine tree. Then this is where I reside, this is my home, and I would be able to help you. So this Zen master, he remembered that. So as he already resigned, and nobody can, no doctors can help him. So he go on the road to find the old monk. So he walked days, and he arrived. He arrived there, and when he see the twin pine tree, then he know that, oh, this is the place of the monk. So he go there and he find a hut where he find the old monk. And the old monk tell him, okay, you see, at the foot of the mountains, there's a stream, and you can go there and wash your wounds. So he was exhausted after this trip. Then he go down to the stream, and he wash it, and then the face now talk to him, the face of the wound. He said, "Do you remember the story of like the former kingdom, like a life before, in the king court, the king among the king officer or the emperor officer, you were one of the officer in the former life. The Zen master was one of the officer, and he report to the emperor some fake, by jealousy or something like that, some fake information about the one who the evil. The evil was also an officer in the emperor court. That's why the emperor punished the one who has the face of the wound, and cut his head. So this is a deep, how you say, when you want revenge, a deep, how you say, when you
retaliation.
Yeah, but like hatred, or like something that you how do you say that?
Vengeance.
Huh?
Vengeance.
Yeah, but you want to revenge. That is like among two people, but the hatred from life to life, From, but he said that. But because you become a monk and you practice so diligently, I didn't have opportunity to really revenge. But only at that time that you have a thought of pride, then I can sneak in, and then I can, revenge. But now, as because he suffered, as he has been cut his head, and this suffering lasts for until he could revenge, but even he's not satisfied. But then he said to the Zen master, but now that this old monk, actually he's like a bodhisattva, like a great being, and he has helped me to relieve my suffering. So now also I will let go of what I want you to endure. And so, and since the wound face said that, the wound disappear. The disappear, but it creates a big pain, and he felt the Zen master felt. But when he recover, no more wound. He's healed, and around him there's no more hut, no more old monk. So all that has vanished, has disappeared. So that's why, and then he no more goes to the emperor court. He retired, and he practiced, and he creates. He's the head of a lineage, quite very famous lineage, and so he wrote this practice. He transmits this practice of beginning anew, or repentance and purification with with the water, because he has been able to wash his wound with the water. But so this is the own tradition of practicing repentance, and it's still practiced. But in our Plum Village tradition, our teacher proposed the practice of touching the earth as a practice of repentance or purification, because the earth also is the mother of all, of the Buddha, is the mother of Jesus, is the mother of all the great beings, and the earth has the capacity to absorb, to accept everything. So that's why when we touch the earth, or when we walk also, we can let go into the earth all our afflictions, all our suffering, like the earth accept pus, accept urine, accept all the dirty things. But then the earth give back flowers, give back fruits. So that's why we have this practice of touching the earth. When we go down, we touch the earth. So we are breathing with the earth, and we surrender to Mother Earth, all our faults, all our mistakes, and we let go to the earth all our weaknesses, our suffering, and with some breathing when we are there touching the earth, and in return we will receive the solidity of the earth, and especially the wisdom of non-discrimination of the earth. That means the earth is the love of the earth accept everything. Non-discriminative mind. And this is the non-discrimination mind that we need the most in our time. So this is, you see, the practice from the old tradition of purification by the water, with water. Now we have the practice of touching the earth. We purify with the practice of embracing the earth and releasing to the earth. Because this is nowadays, this is in our time, protecting the earth and is a crucial issue of our time also. And maybe humanity will disappear, but the earth will be always there. Seen that. And the earth will have this capacity, whatever we do, to recover. It will take millions and maybe billions of years, but so yeah, this is just to introduce to you this practice so that you can understand better. So please enjoy one sound of the bell. So you remember yesterday we read a sutra about the better way to know how to live alone. And there was you remember there was five elements that we when the practitioner see what is his body, then feelings, sensation, body, feeling, perception, then mental formation, and consciousness. Remember? So in what we read yesterday, when a practitioner see in the past how his body was, how his feeling was, perception was, mental formation was, and his consciousness was, and he caught in the past of what was in the past. And the same for the future. If he has a projection of how his body will be in the future, his feeling, perception, perception, that's how we see things, and this could give rise to thoughts. Feelings is you have physical feeling, like if you have pain, it's a physical feeling. If you and the physical pain will give some mind or mental feeling, that you don't feel at ease if you have physical pain. This is so feeling you could have pleasant feeling, you could have unpleasant feeling, and you could have neutral feeling. Like if you are thirsty and you drink, then that gives you a pleasant feeling. Okay? When you are hungry, this is not it's an unpleasant feeling, but if you have something to eat, then this gives you a pleasant feeling. Perception and mental formation is called formation because it is a reunion of a lot of conditions to manifest. Those five elements is called five skandhas or aggregates. That makes what we call a being, especially a human being. What we used to, we are made of body, feelings, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. That's what if we are caught, we think that we are only that, then we are caught in, we are bigger than that. We are also the universe if we will have this insight. But because Buddhism is the middle way, we cannot say that we are not that, but we are not only that. You see? So if we identify ourselves with the body, then we are caught in the body. We are bigger body. Okay? So mental formation, like we have in Buddhist psychology, there's 51 mental formation. And for example, mindfulness is one mental formation. Whenever we have enough condition, like we listen to the bell and we come back to our breathing, then we give rise to the manifestation of the mental formation called mindfulness, which usually is, we call that as a seed in our consciousness. And when it's water, in that condition, water is manifest like an energy of mindfulness with the breathing, and then we know what is happening, so we are mindful. The anger, our anger, the same. Right now we don't feel angry, but if we have, if the conditions happen, like somebody says something that trigger our anger, then the anger from deep inside, we used to use this image of our, this is the mind consciousness, and this is what we call the star consciousness, which underneath, which include the unconsciousness. And so all those mental formations sit underneath, and when there's enough condition, there are water, then they pop up in our mind consciousness here, and we will be that will manifest, and it could be seen, it could be felt. Okay. So you see in the sutra we read yesterday, if the practitioner think about what was his body, what was his feeling, and he identified himself with what had happened in the past. It's like that's what happened with the trauma. People in the trauma, they remember that what happened to my body at that time, and it is caught. It's hitting that the past go back to the present. So that means that these people, these trauma people, doesn't have this capacity to live in the present moment because they all the experiences in the past surface again, come back again in the present, and they all caught in the past. You see? And even if in the present moment you have the anger and you identify myself with the anger. I am anger. And the anger will cause us and dictate our behavior, dictate our thinking, our speech, words, and our bodily action. That means that we think we are only anger. But actually, we are not only anger. We have 51 mental formations. Anger is only one of them. So that's why when we have a feeling of sadness or the mental formation of anger rising up, we need right away to come back to our breathing, mindful breathing, to give rise at the same time of the mental formation to have the mental formation of mindfulness to manifest. So like breathing in, I know that irritation and anger start to come. I notice in my body what anger is starting. Maybe my heart starts to beat faster, and I feel red. I feel like hot. So I am aware of what is happening in my body, in my feeling. But thanks to the seeds, the manifestation of this energy of mindfulness. So that I'm not only anger by that time. You see? So the same for the future. If I have the seeds of fear of the future, water, and I'm only I'm the fear of the future, and I cannot prevent me to live the present. If I'm only drawn away by the fear in the future, by the worries of the future, I will not have the capacity to live to enjoy the present moment, and life is only available in the present moment. You see? So the sutra, the teaching of yesterday, is if the practitioner is caught in the past, he doesn't know how to live alone. That means that he doesn't have this capacity to be in the present. It's okay to think and to know. That doesn't mean that we erase completely the past, but we will not be caught in the past. And the future, the same. We have the right to make project for the future, but we will not be completely pulled away by the fear, by the worries of the future, by our project in the future. And even in the present, if we are caught in our emotions, if we are caught in our pain in the present, then we don't have this clarity of the mind to know that we are larger than only one mental formation like anger or sadness or suffering. We can have physical pain, but this physical pain, when we are sick, for example, when we have illness, it's not only us. We are larger than that. So Zen master, they have physical pain. They are because we are all human conditions, but that doesn't prevent them to practice mindfulness. And this is the pain is one part of okay, I acknowledge that, and I suffer, but that doesn't prevent me to water other seeds at the same time, and to still can enjoy life. It's difficult, but so it balance. Because sometimes people so painful, then they can kill themselves because of depression and of a feeling of sadness, and they think that they are only sadness, and that will not finish, that will not end. But we know that the law of impermanence, everything is impermanent, and so suffering is also impermanent. Happiness is also impermanent. It depends on the way how we nourish it, how we water it in our daily life. So please, we enjoy one sound of the bell. So you see, they are called 5 aggregates because aggregate is like a reunion, a coming together with different things to make it an aggregate. Aggregation, you see. So our body is a coming together of a lot of things, especially of the air, of the water, of the earth. If you take out the water of our body, can we call that body, still body? The earth, the minerals in our bones, you see? And if we take out the air also, there will no more. The aggregate will disaggregate. And the same with the other 4 other skandhas. So that's why we used to use the image of each aggregate as a river. And a Greek philosopher, I don't remember the name, I said that we can never bath in the same river twice. You remember the name of, I don't know, it's Aristotle or Socrates, I don't know, Socrates. So he means this is the impermanence. But in this image, we cannot bath in the same river twice. That means that the river constantly changing. But the one who baths is also constantly changing also. If you look at our body, in our body, constantly you have cells who die. How many cells die a day? And our teacher say if we have to celebrate funeral for each cell, then we will have a lot of funerals during the days. So we are constantly dying with billions of cells, only our skin cell. You see? And our feelings. We can feel right now, we can feel pleasant, but the next second, that could be another feeling. And the perceptions also, the way we perceive things through our senses, constantly changing, the law of impermanence. And our mental formation also, our happiness, our joy, our forgiveness, and we have beneficial mental formation, but we have also non-beneficial mental formations, like anger, like restlessness, all that. But all that are in us. We cannot reject them. But they are not only. We are not only them. That's the insight. So, if each of these aggregates is a river, so do you think? So that means that they are under the law of impermanence. So do you think that we are made of those 5 aggregates, right? So is there something permanent in us? That we call me. That we call self. Because sometimes we say, oh, this is me. Myself. Mine. This is what. This is a subject to meditate. This is a theme to meditate, and this is all the what is be to be. What does that mean to be? I am this. I am angry. I am my anger. And so, in the wisdom of the teaching, to be is to interbe. That means the interbe. We cannot, there's no separate entity that can exist by itself. So that we can check this insight of interbeing in our own body, in our own being, in our own aggregates. That means that the body can interact, can cause a feeling, and a perception can make rise feelings. You see, they are all interrelated. There is one body is matter, and the other are energy or consciousness. The four feelings, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. The four other are from the realms of consciousness. But we separate we group them as each aggregate to better understand. But there's only body and mind. And something happened to body will affect the mind, and something happened to the mind will affect the body. So that is the insight of interbeing. So if we know we practice stopping to give rise, to cultivate this energy of mindfulness, and if we have enough mindfulness, and meaning that we are focused enough, we are cultivating also the energy of concentration. We are not dispersed in thoughts, in worries, in our emotion. We are not caught by our emotion, and so mindfulness gives rise to concentration. And if we practice concentration enough on impermanence, for example, if we are aware and we are it's not only the knowledge of impermanence, but we embody that in our daily life, and then we can give rise to this insight of interbeing. Then meaning that there is not a separate entity that is called a self. And no talking about, if we see in each human being, in each of us, there is not really what we call a self, something separate, then to be is to interbe, and we are related, we are extremely linked, extremely dependent, interdependent to each other. And so if we have this insight for our own being, then how could we say about a nation? How can he, about a country, how can he exist as a separate entity? And the same for suffering and happiness, they inter-are. We cannot say that this is my happiness and I don't care about other happiness. If the others suffer, this is their problem. I want to look for my happiness. In a family, in a neighbor, if your neighbor is not happy, it will soon or late will affect you. And in a family, the thing that we see very clearly and very closely, if our partner is not happy, then we will be, if we do something, especially if we do something or we say something that cause suffering to our partner, we are the one who will be affected the first, right? So if in the individual, as an individual, if we see that there's not a separate entity, an individual matter, then as a group of persons, as a nation, how could it be something separate to others? And so this is a very practical, it's not something theoretical, but it's something that we could practice, like a practice if we are angry to somebody. So if we just close our eyes and meditate and looking deeply and to see if in 300 years, what me and the one to whom I'm angry with, what will we be in 300 years? You see? So this is a meditation. If we know that we are under the law of impermanence, then 300 years, we are maybe dust. Yeah, we dust. So is it worth right now to look for revenge, to be really so angry that make me unhappy, and it's a pity for our relationship, especially for those with those our beloved one. Yeah. So thank you for your listening. It's just a raw commentary about the sutra that we have read yesterday, and the practice of touching the earth that we practiced this morning.